Hey glossettes, welcome back! In today's video, I'm going to be answering the most asked questions about the Bloxburg elf hunt. If you didn't know, I post all of the locations of the Bloxburg elves, and because of this, I've been getting a ton of questions about the Bloxburg elf hunt. Like for example, do the elves disappear every day? How often are they added? Why am I only getting 1k money instead of 2.5k like other people? Why am I not getting any money at all? How do I find the elves? Basically, all the questions you guys have been asking me, I'm going to be answering in today's video. But if I haven't included a question, feel free to comment it down below and I'll answer as soon as I can. So let's start with what the Bloxburg elf hunt actually is and how it works. The Bloxburg elf hunt was first added to the game in the Christmas update of 2020 and gets added back to the game every Christmas since. This year is the third Bloxburg elf hunt. What happens is every day an elf gets added to the game and players have to find it, bring it a specific food item, and then it gives them money. Then once it's the next day, the elf will disappear and move to somewhere else around the map. And this happens from the day of the Christmas update all the way up until Christmas. The location of each elf is completely random and the developers of the game don't tell you where it is, but it is in the same location for everyone, so most people find it by watching tutorials on YouTube or TikTok. And I know a lot of you probably watch mine, as I do post every single location of the elves as soon as the next elf is added to the game. And at the end of the elf hunt, once you've got all of the elves, you actually get a trophy for completing it, which is super cool. So yeah, that is basically some information on what the elf hunt actually is. The next question I get asked is, what do you give the elf? As I said earlier, you need to give the elf a food item, and normally you give the elves a holiday cookie, which is one of the Christmas update foods. But sometimes later in the elf hunt, we have seen that the item changes and you might need to give the elf something else, such as a gingerbread cookie or a glass of milk or something. But you never know what you need to give the elf, you just have to try with different items until it accepts it, but it is normally a holiday cookie. If you watch my tutorials on the elf hunt, I do let you guys know what food item the elf needs, but if you're finding the elf on your own without any help, you're just gonna have to guess. But I recommend trying to give it a holiday cookie first, and if it doesn't accept it, then try something else, because it's normally a holiday cookie. Also, you need to give it one of the item, so one single cookie, not a whole plate. If you try to give it a whole plate, it won't accept. I'm pretty sure it says no, so you need to take one cookie off the plate and then bring that one cookie to the elf. The next question is, why can't I click the elf? If you're a PC or laptop player and clicking on the elf with your mouse isn't showing the give button, then what you can do is stand close to it and click E, and it should give the elf the food item and it should work. If you're on a mobile device and clicking the elf isn't working, all you can do is try and get as close as possible to the elf and try clicking it from different angles. I know last year that one of the elves was pretty hard to click, but sadly you just have to keep trying. But also going back to my last point, it will not work if you have the wrong food item either. Next question is, why is the elf not there? Now I have got this question a few times and I'm going to try and give a few reasons on why you might not be able to find the elf, even if you think you're in the right spot. One reason for this is that you could be in an old server that doesn't have the Christmas update yet. I'm pretty sure all servers have now been updated, but on the off chance they haven't, you need to make sure your server says 0.11.2 in the top right corner and that it is a new updated server, so it has the Christmas update. But as I said before, I'm pretty sure all servers are now updated. The second reason the elf might not be there is you might be too far away to see it. For example, as you can see here, the elf isn't there as I'm standing too far away, but as soon as I go closer like this, you can now see the elf and it appears when you get close to it. You will also get this little mood effect when an elf is near. The third reason the elf might not be there for you is you are in the wrong location. I've been getting a lot of people finding my elf videos from last year and not the new ones from this year, so they're following old tutorials and obviously there isn't an elf there because it's an old tutorial, it's the wrong video. The elves are not in the same location as last year, except the first elf, which is always in the same location. So if you're watching a video on the elf locations, make sure that 1, the video is new and from this year, and 2, that it's not a fake video, as some people are actually making fake videos of the locations and there isn't actually an elf there. If you want to assure that you are getting the correct information, then subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on, as I'm going to be posting the elf locations every single day, and that way you can get a notification every time I post an elf location. I can promise you none of my videos are fake, and please avoid watching any fake ones, specifically on TikTok, and just use trusted content creators' videos. But yeah, a lot of the fake ones are on TikTok. TikTok is not a worthy source for news. You have a lot of content creators who basically just fake videos and it's a whole mess. But yeah, if the elf isn't there for you, it could be one of those issues. The next question is, why am I getting less money than others for the elves? When I'm filming this, you currently get 2,500 money per elf, but some people are saying they're getting 1,000, which is less than other people, and there is actually a reason for this. As I said earlier, there is a new elf added every day, and if you don't get that elf within the day before a new one is added, then you get less money. So for example, in my elf tutorial videos, I get 2,500 money for each elf. I get the elves incredibly quickly and as soon as they come out, so within the same day they've been added. But if you get the elf after that day and when another one's already been added in game, you will get less money. You will get 1,000 money instead of 2,500. And I'm going to show you guys this now. So I'm currently on my alt account and I have not gotten any of the elves so far, and it's currently the day the second elf has been added into the game. So I'm going to show you guys me getting less money for the first elf that was added yesterday compared to the second elf that was added today. So here is the first elf, and as you can see, when I give it the cookie, I only get 1,000 money. When on my main account, I got 2,500 for it yesterday, but because I'm a day late, I get less. And now I'm going to quickly drive back and get another cookie and go to today's elf, the second elf. So I've got the cookie, now let's head to the second one. As you can see, in the time I've gotten the cookie, it is now moved to the second location down here. So here is the second elf, and as you can see, when I give it the cookie, I get 2,500. So I hope that answers the question. You will get less money if you get the elves later than the day they were actually added, which is why it's very important to keep up to date with the elf hunt. The next question kind of links into the previous one, which is what happens if you miss an elf. Now I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure if you haven't gotten the first elf, it'll still be there until the elves are taken out of the update at the end of Christmas. So you will always have to get the first elf before you get the rest. So even if you're starting the elf hunt like a week later than it actually started, you can still start the elf hunt and find the first one and then carry on from there. So you don't actually miss any, you have to go from the start. So don't worry if you've missed any days, you can just go back and do it, but you have to get each elf in order starting from beginning to end, as they only spawn one at a time in order. The final question is, what do you get from the elf hunt? As mentioned earlier, at the end you get a trophy and I think some bloxburgs, which is the purple money in Bloxburg. But apart from that, every day you will get money from each elf as previously shown. And that is all the questions I can think of for today's video. As I said earlier, I'm doing a video showing you guys how to get each elf every single day, including the location and the food you need to give the elf. So subscribe to keep up to date with the Bloxburg elf hunt. I'm always one of, if not the first person to post the elves locations. And if I've missed any questions, feel free to ask me down below and I'll answer as fast as possible. That's all for today's video. I love you all so much, glossettes, and I will see you in the next video. Merry Christmas, bye!